In today's video, I am going to be breaking down what a blind pig basketball play really is. This is a very funny name for a basketball play, but it's very useful and we see it at all levels of basketball. So let's get down and let's check this out really quickly. If you want a deadly defensive strategy, make sure to go check out my Deadly Defensive Strategies book that is down in the description below. But also make sure to go check out my Horns basketball playbook, especially because in this video I'm going to show you a couple of Horns plays that you might like as well. So definitely go check out those two books down in the description below. So basically what a blind pig is let's say, just as an example, player 2 lifts and player 1 passes the ball to player 2. After he passes that ball, player 5 in this case is going to set a back screen on player 1's defender, and player 1 is going to be then cutting backdoor, hoping to get that pass back from player 2. Because generally what happens is as soon as this pass goes over to player 2, player 1 starts looking in that direction. Out of nowhere, this back screen comes, and player 1 can then cut to the basket. A very confusing play to be able to stop, especially at younger age groups. However, the blind pig play that's ran a lot at the D1 university level in the United States is this one right here, where we will have player 4 pop out, and player 1 will pass player 4 the ball. At this time, player 5 is going to set that back screen on player 1, and player 1 is going to cut to the basket. When he cuts to the basket, player 4 is going to be looking to pass player 1 the ball. If player 1 is not open, he will then fill out, player 2 lifts, and we can essentially run a screen and roll because, of course, especially if you are at the high school level, you generally have between 30 and 24, depending on your state or your country, but a 30 or 24 second shot clock. So after you run the play, a simple screen and roll can work extremely well, and we can hit player 5 with that pass. If you don't have a shot clock, and let's say that pass is not open, player 4 can pass to player 2 instead, and we can then set a secondary blind pig with player 5 who was rolling to the basket, and then player 2 can pass to player 4. If that's not open, we can continue this play as a 5 out where player 3 and 4 can then fill out, or we can continue with the idea of a blind pig where player 2 can pass to player 1, player 4 sets that back screen on player 2 cuts in hopes of this pass. However, if it's not there, again, we can fill out into regular 5 out, but instead, because the pass went from this side, we can then have player 2 set that back screen yet again on player 4, and we can continue to then move this around. The only problem is if we run this too many times, you get players who are stagnant on the other side of the court. So just keep that in mind. A very advanced Horns style blind pig basketball play is this one right here, where we can have the pass into player 4, and then player 5 sets the screen on player 1. Now, this would not be the end of my version of this play. My version will have player 1 continue through if he doesn't receive that pass, and now he's going to hit that back screen on player 2, and player 2 will then be the one who cuts to the basket. Meanwhile, player 5 would be popped out so that we can clear space out of the key. And player 4 may even dribble out of the key just to create more space for player 2 to be able to potentially have the opportunity to get that pass and that layup. Because to be 100% honest with you, after this screen, player 1 pops out and player 2 could just continue through and set a back screen for player 3 as well. This could be a continuous loop that you can run through. So a blind pig basketball play can be very useful, especially if you are looking at a team that has defenders who will look exactly where you just passed the ball. And if that is the case, then guess what? You are going to have a lot of opportunities with this play because, of course, they're going to look. Screen comes, they hit the screen. Nobody's calling screens because they're kids. And, of course, you get some easy baskets. Anyways, make sure to go check out my Horns playbook as well as my complete guide to the 5-out basketball offense and my unbeatable defense strategies that are down in the description below.